like to introduce our mayor, Ms. Sheila Mohan, the Honorable Sheila Mohan, and I will hand it over to her to do her talk, and then we'll have a little Q&A. And then I have a question to pose for everybody on here. Go ahead, Sheila.
Okay. Thank you, Deb, for the very to-the-point introduction. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for inviting me to talk today at the Legislative Action Committee meeting. It's my pleasure to be here as the mayor of Cupertino, but more importantly, to be speaking on Zoom before some of my favorite people. At the recent State of the City event, I had emphasized the theme of Stronger Together. This partnership with the Cupertino Chamber of Commerce embodies that spirit, and I couldn't be more proud of our connection. We now even have a formal contract which cements our relationship even further. We've had a long-standing partnership with the Cupertino Chamber of Commerce, many, many years. And the Chamber is an important part of the Cupertino community, connecting us with the businesses and helping the city disseminate information to the business community. We, that is the city and the Chamber, have been steadfast allies in championing our local businesses. This collaboration has been instrumental in fostering a vibrant economic ecosystem where businesses thrive and enhance the overall prosperity of our community. Together, we have spearheaded impactful initiatives like the annual State of the City event, which the Chamber sponsored, uniting our community and nurturing an environment conducive to the success of both local businesses and residents. In the spirit of nurturing partnerships, I'm excited to provide you with some updates from our city. To begin with, I'm pleased to share some progress on the housing front. The city has been diligently working, and we are making significant advancement towards achieving a state-certified housing element. We have identified suitable sites and strategies to accommodate 4,588 units, including affordable housing options for low-income residents. We eagerly anticipate a formal response from the California Department of Housing and Community Development, and this is expected very shortly. In addition to the housing element progress, my fellow city council members and I recently and proactively adopted changes to the ADU ordinance, allowing for 3 single-family and duplex allowing for more single-family and duplex properties than permitted by state law. And that's a huge accomplishment because it's hard enough complying with state law, but to exceed compliance is something that I'm really proud of. Next, I am excited to provide an update on the RISE project, formerly known as VALCO, and this is an issue that concerns just about everyone in the city. Our city has recently approved a second modification to the RISE development, and this will introduce nearly 2,700 housing units, including 890 units designated as affordable housing for lower income households. In addition, the project will encompass nearly 2 million square feet of office space, 226,000 square feet of retail space, and expansive open space areas. Another significant project is Westport Cupertino with 260 housing units, 35 memory care rooms, and 20,000 square feet of commercial space. Just this past Wednesday, our city approved development agreements for 2 new hotels, one by the existing Cupertino Hotel and the other on Wolf by the Cupertino Village. Both are expected to be completed and ready for occupancy in the next 2 to 3 years. And both will have state-of-the-art features, including bird-safe and dark skies, glass, and lighting. In addition, we are making a concerted effort to streamline the process for entitlements and permits, and making efforts to make it easy or easier to navigate the complexities of development and tenant improvements. Accelerated plan review, over-the-counter permitting, and pre-submittal meeting with staff from planning, building, public works, and economic development. These are some of the initiatives that have already been put in place. Transitioning to Silicon Valley Hopper, our city's user-friendly, on-demand ride-share service. This has achieved a significant milestone. Earlier this year, the service recorded its highest monthly ridership since its inception in October 2019, and has an impressive 7,225 completed trips. This accomplishment reflects the remarkable growth trajectory of the service, and evidenced by surpassing 100,000 total completed trips since its launch. And then we are extremely proud of our diverse business base and are further investing in our business community by launching the Cupertino Business Connect platform this year. This platform will ensure that our local businesses have the tools needed to continue to thrive in Cupertino through the exchange of ideas, resources, and opportunity. Just in the last couple of months, we have had two long-term businesses in our city move to larger workplaces within the city itself to expand their businesses. I would, before I go on, I would also like to extend an invitation to all of you to a few upcoming events that are specifically designed to bolster our community and the safety of local businesses. Firstly, I have a monthly Mayor's Chai and Chat event on Monday, this Monday, April 8th, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Starbucks, which is inside Target. This gathering happens every second Monday of the month, presents an opportunity for us to connect, to exchange ideas, and to address significant issues in a warm and inviting atmosphere. Your presence, your insights, whether you're a Cupertino business owner, whether you're a resident or community member, are essential as we collaborate to cultivate an even more flourishing environment. Then there is the upcoming retail theft webinar on April 25th. This event is brought to you by the city, the county sheriff's office, and of course the Cupertino Chamber. The sheriff's office will share tips to prevent the theft of your business, in your business, at your business. Your active involvement in these events will play a pivotal role in ensuring the continued prosperity and security of our community. And another event this weekend, coming up this Sunday, we all get to celebrate Holi, the Festival of Colors at Memorial Park. So before I conclude, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Cupertino Chamber for your steadfast dedication, vision, and enduring partnership. Together, we are poised to achieve remarkable milestones in the years to come. And I'm really optimistic that through our collaborative endeavors, we will forge a path towards a more vibrant future for our city and residents. I am happy to take questions at this time. We have city staff on this Zoom meeting, and if I don't know the answers, I'm just going to punt the questions to them.
Punt.
Again, before we take questions, I just want to thank you all again for joining us today. And thank you again to the Chamber of Commerce for hosting these conversations and for inviting me to speak. I look forward to our continued collaboration and friendship, and together working hand in hand to foster an inclusive and thriving community that we can all be proud of. Thank you again, and I'm ready for questions.
Thank you, Mayor. I have one raised hand, and that is Rhoda. Go ahead, Rhoda.
Thank you. I have a couple of questions, and really, it's really timely that we have this forum today. The first one is, I was thinking about how we can capture more sales tax revenue. So right now, it looks like our sales tax revenue is going to be around 9 million. And of course, when Apple built its headquarters, its contractor wound up locating itself in Cupertino. So when taxable items were purchased for that campus, we captured that sales tax. So basically, one out of anytime you spend $100 on taxable goods, Cupertino gets $1. And so we're seeing a lot of construction going on. We're seeing over by the Oaks, we've got these 2 hotels coming on. Just sort of back of the envelope calculation, each hotel, you're probably talking 140 million each. So let's say somewhere between 200 and 300 million for those projects. So let's say that you get, out of those, maybe you get $100 of taxable goods. That if we could capture that would be $1 million in sales tax for the city of Cupertino. So what I'm wondering about is how maybe the chamber and the city, how we and our mayor, how we can do partnerships with not only just with these really big projects, but also smaller projects that order goods into Cupertino to capture those sales tax dollars, because to me, it seems like it would make a huge difference. It made a giant difference, obviously, when Apple did its campus, but I think that we can do something. And so I'd like to hear some comments on that. The second one is regarding, I'm still concerned about city's finances. I'm glad that Sheila Mohan is on the audit committee. Last year, the city's annual report to our debt, to service our debt, was 13 months late, and this year we're late. 13 years, I should say, 13 months after year-end close, which was late, and now we're looking at over 9 months, about 10 months late and counting. So I'm wondering what can be done on that front from the city side. But I'm glad this is a chamber thing, because I'm thinking about what we can do to partnership to get more taxes in. Sorry for being so long-winded.
Let me take a hit at the first question, and then I'll leave it to whoever it is to answer the second. The first question, Rhoda, you were bringing up the development over at the former Oak site, and then a couple of the hotels that the mayor has mentioned will come online within the next 2 to 3 years. Actually, more revenue is generated out of the hotels under the heading of temporary occupancy tax. So the trick here is not sales tax. The trick here is to be able to ensure that the hotels all of our hotels, including the new ones, have a higher level of occupancy as the world continues to, I would say, come back from a COVID posture. If we read the Harvard Business Review article back in March, April of 2023, it was published. They talked about how, generally speaking, the pandemic's 3 years in, it's going to take about 3 years to pull out of it. So the timing of the 2 new hotels is actually pretty good with regards to getting to, well into full back and in person. And so what happens for the city is the temporary occupancy taxes, those come online, is what really drives the income there. And it's pretty darn good. As far as sales tax goes, from a business perspective, what we need to do is ensure that we have, you're absolutely right, product-driven taxes and paying attention to that. But more so, where you see occupancy throughout the city, it's super important to help to the city and the chamber and whoever else it is to partner in securing businesses coming into the city and taking up those unoccupied spaces, currently unoccupied. I have a strategic initiative for the city's business base. I'm looking at diversifying it further so that we can bring in a little more tech in terms of incubators, an education piece, and also just highlighting our city with regards to this, the new project that I'm working kind of in coordination with different partners in terms of helping the city to be kind of re-emphasized on the map, so to speak. Cupertino is well known. It's on a global platform thanks to many of our large partners. But you make a good point, and I do think that a lot of those income streams and revenue streams into the city coffers is important for a healthy economy in general. And so I think that it's more than just sales tax. However, it's temporary occupancy tax, it's users and sales tax, it's all the, and the property tax, of course, which is the main basis for most cities.
Right, but during the course of construction, we have an opportunity to capture a lot of sales taxes that might go elsewhere otherwise. And so we might as well try to work with these businesses and capture it here.
Absolutely.
But it has to be and so I'm really wondering what we can do from the city side. We know that development agreements are encouraging that purchase occur in Cupertino, but I don't think the developers are really keenly aware of it. And so what we can do to encourage them. Hey, Claudio, yeah, sorry, I'll get off of that.
No, I just wanted to add a little comment to that. And Rhoda, to begin with, Cupertino does not have a Schindler Corporation in Cupertino. That obviously, when you build a hotel, you don't have everything locally. As a Cupertino resident, obviously, the aim here is to make the city very profitable. So rest assured, Rhoda, that's our aim. Developers do know what they're doing. To imply otherwise would be crazy, what I just heard. But again, it's a great question. But once again, you cannot have everything that encompass a hotel in Cupertino because their corporations are not here, but that's our aim. So obviously, as a Cupertino resident and as an operator, my aim will be to make as much money as far as the TOT taxes is concerned. So just wanted to give my 2 cents.
And then I believe the second question that Rhoda had, it can be addressed by, I'm not sure it can be addressed by folks on the call. So anybody chime in that is prepared to answer the question.
Rhoda, I sort of forgot what the specifics of your question were. So can you quickly repeat? And
the city's annual reports have been exceedingly late. Last year, 13 months after year end. GAP says it should be 6 months, but it was 13 months last year, and now we're also delinquent for our debt, and then now we're at 10 months in county.
Okay, got it. Yes, we have been delayed, and that's because the annual reports need to collect a lot of information from a variety of sources. Last year, we were delayed by the county not turning in information at the, when we asked them. There was so much delay because of the funds we got for the pandemic. So the accounting of that took a while to resolve itself. And I think some of that is still trickling down to this year as well. But it's not going to be as late as last year, is my hope.
Great, thank you, Sheila. I have a couple more raised hands. I'm going to go to Marianne Chauvelin.
Thank you, Deborah. I'm posing a question both to the mayor as well as to the chamber administration. I noticed that it's been reported that the Shakespeare in the Park events will have to be canceled in subsequent years because of funding issues. And I'm wondering if it would be a possibility to have both the chamber and the city partner to ask Apple to help fund those upcoming events.
So let me report.
It would be a good partnership and a benefit for all concerned.
Yeah. So let me report on that, because we do, in the spirit of partnership. Yeah, in the spirit of partnership, we already have a number of partners that have saved Shakespeare in the Park. including the Cupertino Library Foundation, the Rotary, San Jose Water, thank you, John, and several other people. So we actually have, and the Mayor's Fund, the Mayor herself has contributed with the Mayor's Fund. So we are at within a few $100s of the total of $30,000, and there'll be an announcement about that this week. So it's a perfect example of what the Mayor was talking about partners getting together to make things happen in the city of Cupertino.
Perfect. Thanks, Oren. I'm going to move to the next raised hand, and that is Connie Cunningham.
Oh, thank you. I am chair of the Housing Commission, but I'm also an Audubon member. And I wanted to reiterate what the mayor has told us about the 2 hotels that were approved, the De Anza Hotel project by John Vidovich and the Cupertino Boutique Hotel by Kimco, Sunil Plaha. I want to say kudos to both of these builders. Both will comply with the Cupertino Bird Safe and Dark Skies Ordinance. This ordinance was negotiated with city staff, with this Chamber of Commerce, and also the Santa Clara Valley Audubon Society. Rick Kitson, then Director of Communications, negotiated with Shani Kleinhaus, the environmental advocate, and city staff. Mindful of the present and the future, the Chamber and the city were able to protect birds while creating new businesses. Both hotels will save energy, they will protect birds, and I also wanted to put out a shout out and kudos to the Chamber of Commerce for this partnership with Cupertino and SVCS. Together, we're going to build a more sustainable future. So thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Connie. I'm going to go to the next raised hand. It'll be Hung Wei. Hung?
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I just want to follow Oren's report on the Shakespeare in the Park. Basically, it is done. Fundraiser is done. We will have Shakespeare in the Park in the summer. Like Oren said, thanks for the community collaborations, including the Library Foundation, the Rotary Club of Cupertino, and Mayor's Fund, and a few personal donations. I'm in communication with Toby, and the Shakespeare in the Park is on.
Great. Super. Do we have any more? I don't see any more raised hands at the moment, so please let me know if anybody has any questions that they'd like to. Oh, look, there's a heart. How fabulous. Thank you, Hung. I'm going to make some announcements then. Sheila, do you have anything else you'd like to say or add?
No, except that, it's nice to be speaking in front of you all today. I was a little apprehensive about how the Zoom thing would work, but it's worked fine.
Yeah.
And, I talked briefly about the formal contract that was just finalized. In my mind, and I know Hung will support me on this, with or without that contract, we've always been good partners. This formalizes everything, but it really doesn't change the spirit of the relationship the city has with you.
Mm-hmm. No, we really appreciate it. It did just get signed, and I'm happy about that. Myself and Edna and city staff have always engaged in a partnership mentality. We've always just kind of moved forward with it. It actually kind of in spite of the status of the agreement, we just continued to go. And so I think in that spirit, it will continue. And it now just happens to be codified on paper, which can be good or bad, but in this case, it's good. Thank you for all of that support as well. And then we'll see everybody hopefully at Holy on Sunday. We're going to kick off at 11 o'clock.